Boys!
Yeah, but going back to when you said that maybe YG isn't supportive enough. That's why this thing isn't working. I don't know. This is again our theory, our speculation, or what the
All these are
call this one.
theories.
Theory. Okay, going back to what you said earlier. What if YG isn't supportive to Icon's participation in Kingdom? Because you know the issue that YG wasn't really in good terms before. This is before, like wasn't in good terms with Mnet. So that's why YG artists don't perform in M Countdown and have not participated in Mama until last year or 2019. I think they started participating last year, the last one, which I think I didn't watch the whole Mama thing, but I saw tweets about Treasure, which is the YG's new group, boy group, performing in Mama. I don't know. There's just this lingering thought that what if YG isn't really that sold of Icon's participation, and maybe it was Icon's personal decision to actually join Kingdom. Since I think it has the clip that they talk when that they've been into several survival shows, so they know what's gonna happen, the things, but that's why they're not. It's not something that is strange. They're familiar with the feeling, but still nervous and anxious of what's gonna happen because it's a different one. It's different from what they have participated in, and maybe there's some issues of lacking support. Because you know, don't you want to support the artist that's making your name out there? I mean, isn't that why? Because maybe because Icon wasn't really, or maybe YG hasn't paid attention to Icon. I guess, but no, we'll never know how entertainment works or how this executives, this businessman works. But it felt like maybe, again, I'm gonna say this, maybe there's a lack of support. Because I don't see it. Because you know that sometimes entertainment would republish or repost
Right.
their artists.
YG did
Their
it?
artists. I didn't see anything, or maybe I'm just not paying attention enough. But it felt like, give me the ads, give me the exposure, like you know, give them screen time. But hopefully for the next episode, we'll get to see a better production from Icon. Because you know, this, I don't want to see another similar issue for the next episode. Like, no, oh, there's a budget issue, or no, no one informed the other groups. Mnet has to address this now.
We'll see.
Let's see. Will
we see? We will see in the next stage. Like,
if there should be an improvement, because it would be a waste of talent to still see underwhelming performance. You know, like a flat performance. Because I know the members, again, I would put emphasis on this, and you know, I want to emphasize on this that they're very talented. Like Icon members are talented. So to see them not performing probably with the best stage. Because I know stages of YG during like music shows are great. They put a lot of thought. Like it's the Big Bang. And with Blackpink too, they have good stages. It's just maybe this time they're not really. Maybe at this moment they're meeting with each other and like, you know, emergency meeting, let's do this kind of thing for Icon. But yeah, hopefully for the next episode, please YG.
yeah.
Put
yeah.
them.
I agree. I completely agree.
Oh,
I have an interesting topic to talk about. this is somehow related to High School Rapper and Kingdom. Maybe, I don't know if it's an Mnet thing, but for Kingdom, the scoring is divided into two. One is something that the fans can participate in, like that's 50%. But like that 50% that the fans can participate in is not like, there's two categories, but it's not necessarily 25%, 25%. So it's like more on the vote. Oh, speaking of voting, I need to vote anyway. So more of the percentage of that 50% is on the voting on the Who's Fan app, but then like a smaller percentage is on the YouTube views. So that 50% is not divided into two 25-25. It's like, let's say a 30-20 or a 40-10. And but what is divided into a straight 50-50 is the other 25-25 is the other 50%, which the fans cannot participate in, because the first 50% is the group, like how the other group ranks you, and then the other 50% are judges score, like 30 people, and they're anonymous, but they are experts in their field. Now for High School Rapper, the same. They're well, not necessarily the same, because they don't have fan, I don't know, but there's like 120 people. 20 people are actual, like, you know, rappers that are working as, you know, they're promoting their songs, they're working on music. And then there's like 100 other people who are watching online, right? Which totals to 120, or in this case 119. In this case 119 people, because I think there's one person who, I don't know. But here's the question: should the judges, like the 30 and the 100 people, should we know who they are? Like because in High School Rapper 4, last night's episode, we did not necessarily agree with the judge's decision. So it got us thinking, like, how they came up with that decision, but also why they come up with with that decision. Okay, to make the long story short, they made someone that we don't. Okay, so there's. Should I say names? I feel bad if I say names, because I love all of them.
Please say the names, because I think we just need more people to, maybe some people agree with you, and then
Okay,
they get to.
I'm gonna say names. Okay, so Park Hyun Jin was. You told me to say the name, and why are you reacting like that?
Because I have something to say about him. Okay,
okay,
I'm just gonna hear your thoughts about that. Then I will. Yeah.
Okay. But, because again, I was watching with Jenny last night, and we kind of like, so from the 6 remaining contestants, there were only 3 spots in the final, like, top 5. We ranked, but we never expected Hyunjin to pass, honestly, because his stage was more of like I don't know. It was a nice stage, but nice does not make it to the finals of High School Rapper, in my opinion. But to see that, I think he got the second highest score after right?
Trade.
After Trade, was kind of like shocking to me. I'm like, and seeing YLN or like BMO, like seeing Dahyun eliminated really broke my heart, because I really like Dahyun, or personal bias. And YLN Foreign really showed a different side to him, which was also great, and with Sogum's featuring, amazing. But to see Hyunjin pass and actually got the second highest score was kind of like interesting.
Alright. Okay. I still stand about how Yunjin's pass was kind of unexpected because he won over Bimo,
Right.
right?
He won.
Because
He won.
yeah,
Yeah. He won over
'Cause the last-
everyone else.
yeah, because the last three was Yunjin, Bimo, and Treda to be called. So
Yeah.
it was-
Yeah.
it felt- yeah. So for me, it felt like he won over, Bimo, cause they're on the same team, like
Right. Right.
But then I was watching the performance again, cause I had to watch it again, cause
Right. Of course.
Good. I kind of saw why he won over Bimo. Like I saw the difference, cause here's the thing.
Okay, explain.
During the stage, Yunjin's part. Okay, let's say percentage of whole the performance. If I have to go with the percentage, Yunjin's part was probably 90% of whole the performance and 10% with Minui. So which is really good, with a really good number for featuring and then main artist. When it comes to Bimo, because he had
Two featurings.
two features, page one, and then I always say this name.
Sokodomo.
Dom. Yeah, I always say this name wrong. Yeah, it's Sokodomo. I'm not really familiar with the artist, but yeah. It felt like Bimo was overpowered by the two. I didn't see I didn't see his skills. I mean, I didn't see. I wish I have seen him more than the features. Cause because there were a lot. There's a lot of criticism because of Yunjin's participation in the finale, cause people felt like he's doing the same thing all over, like ever since the start, like
Bimo?
doing singing rap. No, Yunjin.
Ah.
Like he's just doing the same thing, like singing rap. But some of the fans felt like because that's his thing, that's his style, so you can't really take that away.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of get it why he passed on that, but I still think that he shouldn't be in the finale because YLN performed better. If I have to rank it like on the higher team, it's YLN, Yunjin, Bimo. For me, that's for me because it felt like the performance, like based on the performance itself, like last night. On the higher team only. I still think YLN's stage was the second best. I don't know. It felt like the dude can do other things too. Like he was like this suave, this really sexy. No, I shouldn't say that to a kid or a teenager.
No, but it's true. Like
But
the way he grooved along with the song, and coming from like a team higher, team higher can do it all. Hard rap. He went from DNA to call me.
Yeah, call me.
YLN, let's get it. I still stand by Muy Tempo. So vapo.
Yeah, that's my take. Cause last night's episode, YLN was the first one to be called, and then he got eliminated. And I was like, what the hell? This is not. No, I can't accept this. Cause Yeah, it's still YLN for me. It was Trade L, YLN, and Sanjay.
Who would be your top 5?
Can you say eliminated?
Yeah.
Oh, are we going to rank this? Okay, fine. I would go. Let me think about it.
Go
I
ahead.
need time to think. Yeah. But what about you? What about your what's your take on this last night's episode, like episode 9 of High School Rapper? Do you still think everyone in the top 5 deserve to be in the top 5?
I made it very clear that I didn't understand why Hyunjin. It was really, for me, it was between YLN and Bimo. For me, because I love Trades and Sanjay's. You were confused between Sanjay and Bimo. I was confused between YLN and Bimo. And then none of them, and then not YLN and Bimo didn't get in. So we're just like, huh? What is this? But I kind of understand. Okay, so the thing is, with semifinals, this is like the one of the most riskiest times to do something that you haven't done before. It can go really good or really bad. So it probably, okay, so Bimo has been showing a lot of like cute performances, cheerful. And then he suddenly went to a strong Island Boy beat.
Island Boys messing up like a monkey. Get it on with the monkey.
Which is completely different with YLN. He went from really strong battle me to call me, So, and then look what happened. Both of them got eliminated. So,
Do you think it's the type of performance that got them eliminated, or they could have done a different ones?
I feel like if they what was YLN's ranking again? Hold on.
Last.
Right? I feel like, okay, maybe he might have not gotten to the finals, but I feel like if he sticked with his strong DNA, battle me, performance, like strong rap, condensed rap, then he wouldn't have placed last, at least. I don't know.
This is a very challenging time for us because this is where we get to be so in depth with our
thoughts.
With our thoughts and how we see the show,
right,
as like an audience itself, not just but I feel like because Ark and Yona are strong trap rappers.
Agree.
Trade L can do condensed rap, but he can sing.
Right.
Yeah, and people are sleeping on his singing skills, so please don't. Yeonjin, okay. Yoonjin, singing rap. I mean, to be honest, I never thought a person could sound like that because it felt like no one could have that kind of voice.
Hyunjin?
It felt artificial to me because like, how are you singing like that? Like, you're just
Hyunjin
like,
or Sanjay?
No, Yoonjin, because it's very airy.
Which performance in particular?
This one.
Okay.
Late night, babe, she's having so weird like. Tell me what you want.
It felt like it kind of, I don't know, it's very soothing voice.
It is.
So that's why I felt like, oh, are you sure this is your voice? I can't believe a person can have this kind of voice. But if we talk about unique kind of voice, it would be Samjay.
Is that
And I think the
green light?
perform like
It's the green line. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo.
yeah, and yeah, this performance. Though I wasn't really at first, I wasn't a fan of him because it kind of felt weird because I don't necessarily dig that kind of voice, that high tone. But over time, it feels like I can hear his voice in my mind. Like, it doesn't have, I don't have to play a song. It's in my head. And then this time when he performed that, it was a less upbeat song, right? It was more of their voice and their melody, I think. So that's why Sanjay was able to perform really well and
With big
showcase, yeah, and showcase his skills. So yeah, it's just why Ellen is not supposed to be eliminated. So
In long story short, justice for YLN Foreign.
yes, justice for Ellen Foreign.
Speaking of High School Rapper 4, I don't know if you noticed, but we watch from this channel called Show Me the Subs, who provide us English subtitles for the episode, because there is no way we would understand the show without subtitles, and I don't think Mnet provides English subs, and we really want to watch High School Rapper. We're huge fans of the gay hip hop scene. I don't know if you noticed that episode when they did the first group performance,
Mm.
especially with Team Higher,
Okay.
with Pluma.
Okay. What about Minjay?
So he kind of like, spoiled that he was part of Team Higher, right? But then I don't know if this is like the snake editing that I've been hearing about from Mnet, but the way they added the parts, like the way they made it feel so awkward, when in fact I can see J Park saying, no, you know what, it's okay, but then they added like the sound effects and like the and also the part when they showed scenes of him, saying like, if you're gonna be like this, then bye bye. I think he kind of said it to like Dahyun, and then he kind of like told Dahyun na, you're bringing the what did he say? It wasn't positive things, and then Mnet aired that, and that's, I'm not like justifying the act, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't. Is this the snake editing that people have been talking about?
Because I've seen that he clarified that on his Instagram
Did he?
live. Yeah. Because people were calling him out like nasty things. We're calling him names for that scene. And then he was just clarifying that although he did the spoiling thing.
Yeah, he did.
that. But the other stuff, I don't know. I don't particularly know what. Yeah, the things that he said, but he clarified them that he was this and that. I don't. Yeah, I didn't follow the IG live, but there were screenshots and some posts on Twitter. I can't remember who posted it. Maybe a fan account. He was just clarifying about it and saying that the whole. You know how the shows are filmed like in long hours,
Right.
like they do this thing like from, let's say, maximum of 6-7 hours,
Right.
and then maybe there was I can't correct me if I'm wrong, there was the scene that he was laying on the couch,
Right. On the chair. Yeah.
and people were saying like, why are you so lazy, or why are you so not into this? And I think he clarified by saying that because the filming was so tiring, he just wanted to take a rest. That's why he was doing that.
I mean, to show hate to a high schooler who is probably in school studying and then has to do this show because it's his passion. I mean,
Can okay, but still, for the sake of, I guess, dynamics of the show, just to have the ups and downs, just to have a little bit of, something to talk about. But still, on the expense of this kind of things, I don't think it's supposed to be like this. Maybe some parts that, but doesn't say nasty things and hate the other person for, because they have to clarify these things if they have to like, get some bad negative responses. So
I feel like it's Mnet's job in a way to protect their contestants, especially when it comes to high school rapper. They
True.
cannot or they should not edit it the way they edit like Show Me the Money, when most of the contestants are like adults and can I won't say can take this kind of hate, but their mentality is stronger than kids. I guess even produce, because most of the produce trainees are very young, so
true.
I don't think Mnet should copy paste, for lack of a better term, copy paste the way they edit Show Me and High School Rapper and Is Mnet the only one with survival shows?
I think they have mastered the formula of editing. I don't know. It felt like the sequencing of content. They have this particular, let's say, episode where they're gonna air this kind of drama or this kind of content, because they feel like in this episode people are gonna be talking about this already. People know know the show already. So they have, how smart they are when they do this kind of thing, that because that sometimes people say like, oh, on episode 7 there's something's gonna happen, like it's gonna be a big reveal, or like on episode 4 there's some drama. They know where to put these issues,
But
let's say at the start, in the middle,
goes-
and then
But then that kind of goes back to what I said, that they shouldn't use the same. It might work, but at whose expense?
use, yeah, the biggest question of tonight: at whose expense?
Oh, actually, if we're going to boil this all down, it's literally like at whose expense?
Yeah, who's gonna suffer more?
Yeah. So there are positive things, but do the negatives outweigh the positives when it comes to survival shows?
And why
I mean-
are these survival shows?
I mean,
No, we still want survival shows, but maybe a little less controversial. Yeah, as a fan, it's kind of stressful to watch survival shows, but it's what I'm really interested in.
the woes and of watching a survival show, but it has made like, I guess, who do you think would be, like, out of all the survival shows you've watched, like, who do you think is the biggest, should I say, beneficiary, or who do you think has benefited the most, like, and like one or two, like, specifically, like, in you, for you,
Who benefited
like,
the most?
from all the shows that you watched, who do you think has benefited the most specifically?
Okay, when it comes to, since I've watched like more seasons of Show Me the Money, I mean, except for the winners, of course, they get the privilege to be known. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. I would say, 3. I mean, it's
B.I.
obvious
Bobby?
that Bobby and B.I. Yeah, 3, 4.
Mino?
Mino was already popular that time, so it wasn't
True,
really.
true, true, true.
It wasn't much of a big. It wasn't much of a big change. Five. I can't really think of any. Cause you know how there's always that contestant that they put a spotlight on, that they feel like, oh, you should focus on this because this is gonna be a good contender, or you should focus on this one because this is gonna be eliminated early on. You know how they put this again? It's the editing how they put. But I think with 777, I think the benefit the most was
Nafla. The
PH1?
arc. The
The
arc
Arc.
and PH1.
PH1. Kugi. I think the Arc though. If I have to rank it, I think it's the Arc. Because first, he was one of the youngest. He was just 15 when he joined Show Me the Money. And then he rapped in 3 languages on his first edition, which is like, okay, kid.
Go to it, go to it, go to it. Yeah. People there, people there, people there. Yeah. Family, family, family. Yeah. Tiki, tiki, tiki. Yeah. 我的意思，我让你记住。中文的。陪你意大利给力，意大利飞的，你把你手的。Yeah. Peace.
And then he was just he was confident all the way. He knows what he wants. But then again, with the scandal and the issues he had to face, like in the middle of the filming, I think that became like the end game for him. But luckily, he was signed to P Nation, which was a good opportunity because this time, with the help of a management to actually be there to support and like do some things for him, he can shine. Yeah, he can do, and he can like be out there. I think it would be definitely the art for me. Yeah, for Show Me the Money. What about you? What about from all the contestants you've seen, or someone that got eliminated early on, or someone who was second place, or just a crowd favorite?
I feel like from all the let's if I were to say per show, I agree with what you said with Show Me. Like the fact that Bobby won and BI placed not that far behind him, like still in the top 5, that really boosted Icon. I feel like in the at least like in the hip hop scene, Icon was pretty well known already because they had a Show Me the Money winner. When it comes to high school rapper, I think Haon benefited a lot being signed to Higher, joining the compilation album and all that. But if we really want, if I were to say who benefited the most out of like survival shows, I would have to say the produced kids. 101. Kang Daniel started his own entertainment. That's how successful 101 was. IOI was pretty successful. Everyone knew IOI, and then the groups that they finally joined at the end became pretty successful as well. And then IZ*ONE 1. I cannot even tell you how huge IZ*ONE 1 is in Japan because of, the AKB, or like the 48 girl members. Like literally, I kid you not, each member has their own light stick in Japan. And there was this one picture of a dude like hanging all like 11 light sticks as a belt.
What?
I am not kidding. That's how huge IZ*ONE was or is in Japan. And then pretty sad for X1 though, because it was their promotion was pretty fast because of the scandal, right? But I feel like because K-pop is such a huge market now, so for Mnet to produce a show specifically to make a K-pop group, and here's the thing about K-pop, the fandoms in Korea, or like in K-pop in general, K-pop groups rely a lot with fans, rely a lot on fans. But I feel like because of that, the fan mentality in K-pop is like, okay, if you rely on us, you listen to what we say. I mean, that's like the harshest way of saying it, but like, there's that kind of, conversation going on. So for fans to actually be able to choose who to put in a group instead of a company determining who to put in a group together was, I could probably say it was pretty revolutionary. Have you ever seen a group made by the fans for the fans? I feel like that's why Produce had this huge popularity, and then the scandal came out. So I'm just like, I'm so tired.
Okay. Besides the fact that I agree with you said that chosen by fans for the fans. That's like a very strong statement to put out there.
I feel like that's how Mnet pitched it. Like whoever made the 101 series, that's probably how he pitched it.
Okay, because also with Produce, it's also they get to have a fan base early on. Because again, fans are choosing the members of the group. So if you stand one person or maybe two trainee, then you have to be standing them until the end to make sure that they're part of the group. So they already have that the fan base that they don't have to like put so much not effort, but maybe they don't have to go through that kind of struggle in finding fan base. But of course, they have to undergo this mental stress because they're always on edge because every day they might not be part of the group or they might get eliminated. There's this continuing struggle, personally, because they have to make sure that they're on their best to be part of the group. But when it comes to putting the strong foundation, Produce got it. I don't know, because they call their fans the national producers.
Nations girl group, nations boy group,
Is that
right?
how they say it? And that's how they call the people who voted for them, or and the way they call themselves, the group is the nations, boy group or girl group. So I think and there's a sense of pride for the fans because we choose you, I choose you. You're the one I voted for. So it's nice to see that that kind of connection. And then even after they disband, they just have to do their own thing, like go back to their company and they can debut again if they're lucky enough to debut again.
True. I mean,
Because some go
yeah.
back to being trainee or maybe go into another industry, like let's say acting or entertainment show. But I think half of them did their own thing, like solo artists, did duos, groups. So technically it's just and it was I could say that Produce whoever pitched that idea, you did a great job. Well, who am I to actually say that though?
You did a great
Evaluator.
job. Produce was on another level though. Like it was for it to have this whole scandal. That's how big it was. I mean, I guess there's so many things that can go wrong with survival shows. I don't think I've ever seen a survival show that is not controversial.
It's always controversial.
Yeah, but then
It's
that's the gamble with survival shows. I think.
Oh, can I just say this? Because the boy group Treasure was in a survival show also.
Right.
I watched it 2019. Yeah, 2019 I think. And
Wait, you're telling me they joined a survival show in 2019 and they just debuted like a few.
dude, okay, let's talk about delays. YG, you're the expert on this. Yeah, they had to hold off their debut a lot of times.
Why?
We had to wait a year or more than a year. I don't know. We just like, no, we're not gonna disclose you the reason why. Cause 2019, I remember 2019. I was watching. Yeah, that was my 2019. Yeah, survival show. Anyways, yeah, they were part of Treasure Maker. Was it Treasure Maker? I forgot their song. The show's name, but yeah, they participated in this survival show, and so that YG can debut a new boy group after Icon. I just realized we've been talking about survival shows for 2 hours, and it's just about survival shows. So you know how attached we are with survival shows and the things that comes with it. You know how the struggle of
I mean, also, I guess because we kind of like we kind of graduated from communication and media, kind of. We're not sure, but we kind of. I mean,
we kind of
we kind of know a little bit about media and but like I guess we being like old time K-pop fans as well, we kind of see the change in the way stuff are being portrayed in Korean media, I guess. And like survival shows has been a thing for like a long time. So we kind of see as well how time changed survival shows, and there are similarities between the past and the present, but I also feel like there's been changes. Actually, not. I don't know. Because, again, going back to Mnet's formula.
Because what works for them, they will use it, like, in several times. They're gonna still use it if it still works. So, what's the point of, like, not doing it if people are looking for it? You know how this kind of thing, like, since it's been there for so long and then suddenly something changes and you keep looking for that thing, although you don't actually intentionally look for it.
And also, I feel like it's the same analogy as if it's not broken, why fix it? I mean, it's pretty broken, but it still garners the attention that it needs.
True.
So
I guess that's why survival shows are still popular these days, because it's just a good addition to your weekly content consumption. It's just you want to have this variety of shows to watch, and
True.
especially if you have been like watching survival shows ever since, you know how addictive, how addictive, you know how you have this tendency to be kind of obsessed with it, because it's just it's not even the right amount. It's just it makes you feel like you're kind of involved in it, like there's this certain connection that involves you, so it makes you feel like, oh, I'm part of this narrative, so I'm just like, thank you for including me. That kind of thinking.
But that has been going on not only in K-pop. Okay, I feel like we should end this soon, but this has been a thing. Like, I feel like one of the OG survival shows, not just Korean but like internationally, is American Idol. Because in American Idol, or the Idol franchise, fans can vote via text. So, again, it goes back to the concept of it makes fans feel welcome. But I feel like with the K-pop market, it's just that many times more intensified because of how dedicated the fans are. But being able to vote or cast a vote to protect someone that you root for is not a new idea. It's just super
true.
duper intensified in Korea. Oh wow, that rhymes. Idea, Korea, Liz, get it, high school rapper.
Rhymes.
Rhymes.
But that's true. It's, since, especially with Kingdom or like Produce, I know Kingdom, let's say, because the groups are known already. So when you mentioned that you have, like, as a fan, you have the opportunity to protect your groups by voting and by watching, streaming their videos, and it sometimes gets too it sometimes get too intense because how dedicated they are. And that's kind of like what you get with survival show, is that there's always going to be strong reactions. Like, it's not, there always gonna be violent reactions. I mean, that's the thing. It's not something that's gonna go away just because someone pointed it out like this. It's been there. And I think it's just for the toughest people. I guess, even with fans, not just the contestant itself. It's, you have to, if you signed up for it, you have to stay and make sure that you can come out strong with that. Because it feels like it's not for the faint of heart. Survival shows are not for the faint of heart. Like, even if you're a fan yourself, because we have our own biases, and we tend to like say something, especially when things are not going well.
So I mean, if we're talking about survival shows in general, I agree with you that it's not for the faint of heart. My journey with survival shows go way back from American Idol, Amazing Race, America's Next Top Model, RuPaul's Drag Race. All these are technically survival shows, right?
Those shows. Yeah, they just take on a different display image approach.
I mean, if we're really going to be comparing Korea and like America, it's very obvious from the way music is being. I mean, as huge K-pop fans, but also as people who listen to music, like American music or like Western music, it's very obvious the difference between the fandoms of American artists and like Korean artists. And I guess that kind of translates in the way they produce TV shows as well.
Yeah, because that they know this, the difference between Western artists and Korean artists is they don't go training.
Right.
And especially if fans know the history of the training days of their idols, they tend to be more protective. So,
also, I feel like in the Korean entertainment industry in general, perfection, quote unquote, is very important to them. Like, that's why they don't, I mean, yes, okay, they're called artists, but like they're called idol. Like, idol. So the idol is expected to only be perfect. But that's not the case with like American artists. Like, they're super free to do whatever they want.
and also I've heard this somewhere that they tend to forgive Western artists easier, especially if it's not like too serious or like punishable by law kind of stuff. Like, let's say dating. Would you punish your, like, they don't condemn their artists if they, like, let's say when Justin Bieber started dating Selena Gomez.
Wow.
No, I just realized after that I chose the wrong artist to say.
No, it's okay. It's been 5 years.
said it wasn't planned. Okay, that was
No, but I
because-
understand because that was basically the idols of the American, like, yeah,
like same age of, like, let's say, of Korean idols. I mean,
true.
Jay-Z and do you want say Jay-Z and Beyonce? That's like a different era already.
yeah.
So yeah, when Justin and Selena began dating, did you see like believers and Selenators saying like, "Oh my God, you can't be together. It's a sin to be together." See, it's just yeah, it's different since dating isn't something that people should react strongly, because it's like it's a right for a person to date someone. But yeah, when it comes to K-pop artists, it's something that it's not something you should focus on. You know, it's like it's like the least priority for you as an idol. Like dating is not, like, it's non-existent for you.
Out of the question.
So when like suddenly you have like this dating news, and then fans would like, "I'm not gonna be a fan of you. I'm not gonna do anything about you. Like, you know, I'm unstanning you."
Do these fans actually think that they can date the idol? Like, come on, wake up. This is not a Wattpad story. You know, I feel like we have so much to say when it comes to like shows, but I feel like the difference between America and the American entertainment industry and the K-pop industry, based on what we know, is an interesting topic to talk about for like a later episode, or with when Shane is here. You know, especially with her watching Grey's Anatomy right now. So yeah, this has been a very informative discussion. Let's end the episode here, and we'll talk about more things in the future, hopefully with Shane as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
This is the end, yeah. Bye everyone. Thank you. Bye.
I hope you made it this far. Thank you.